I'm Audrey. Welcome to Thoughts of a Bookaholic. It just sounds so dramatic. That's the only time I'm saying that shit, okay? This is a welcome video. I stated the name of the channel. If you don't know it after this, you have to read my name, I guess. The name of the channel. I don't know. Okay, so I wanted to start a booktube channel. This seems like a good beginning, just for us to warm up to each other, for you to be like, oh, this is what she does. So yeah, this is it. So the first question of this book tag. Oh, by the way, like, I know my friends are watching this because they love me. I love them. And I know some of them don't dive deep into booktube. So a book tag is basically sets of questions that I have to answer that are somehow related to books, just in case you wanted to know. So the first question I have to answer is, why did you start this channel? So I had a channel when I was 13 and it made me so happy. I enjoyed filming. I enjoyed editing. It was such a fun thing to do. I enjoyed talking about books that people just generally didn't really discuss. It was great. So I had to stop doing it because I had to focus on, like, okay, this channel was in Spanish. Right now I'm speaking English. Back then I couldn't speak English. The transition that I had when I was 14 was turning into, like, going into an American school. And I had to learn English, read in English. So it was a lot of transition and things that I had to focus on rather than focusing on doing videos. So I just kind of died out. But now I'm gonna have 2 months of holidays. And I just don't want a potato anymore. I potatoed so much during the quarantine. I just was in bed most of the time, doing barely anything. So I just think that I just want to do something that brings me joy, because I just like the process. I just like creating it and making it look pretty. I don't know. So yeah, I just want to have fun. So that's the reason I created this channel. What are some fun, unique things you can bring to the community? I don't know. Well, I'm bringing myself, which is a different perspective, I guess. I don't know. Also, okay, things that I want to bring into the community are basically, I want to discuss books that I just don't see being discussed and I really love. So I just want to bring those in because me as a reader, I like seeing video reviews or video commentary, wrap-ups regarding the book. So it's very annoying when you want to read about a book that sounds so interesting and you read it and it's so interesting, but there is nothing about it there. So I want to bring that opinion into the air. So if someone's looking for that book, hello. Also, my different repertoire, like, I don't think it's different. I just think that a lot of the booktubers don't have that repertoire, but I think a lot of people might have this particular repertoire. What else? Okay, something I'm not gonna bring is most exciting releases coming in 2021 or this quarter. I don't do new releases. I like waiting for a book, not because of anything in particular. It's just like I can never get into a book that is so brand new that no one has an opinion about it. It just makes me feel weird. I'm like, I want to know where I stand on between X opinion and W opinion, you know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that's what I'm bringing or not bringing to this community. The third question is, what are you most excited for about this channel? I'm excited to just talk about books that I just don't see talked about and be able to express my opinion, because I don't have that many people in my environment that read books. And the ones that I have, there are some books that I read that are very niche and I don't know who would like them, and I don't think the people that I surround myself would like them. So I'm just excited to just discuss these books at length and to hear people's opinions about it. Why do you love reading? Okay, this is the point where I would have to say, because I love transporting myself into new worlds or some bullshit like that. The reason I realized I really like reading It's because I'm nosy. I really like knowing about people's business. Not for anything in particular, just to know about it and be like, wow, damn, that happened. So yeah, I love reading because I'm fucking nosy. And this is the easiest, most concise way that you can get gossip. I don't know if I would call it gossip because I'm just learning stuff for me. And learning about situations and relationships and I'm like, damn, that happened, but I'm never gonna discuss it with anyone. Okay, so yeah. When did you start reading and what book series got you into reading? Okay, so I started reading at the age of 12. What happened was, from the ages of 7 on, until I was 12 actually, my family and I used to go on holidays over the summer. However, that year, my dog Lola got very sick and she needed a few surgeries, and to cover that, we spent so much money and we couldn't go anywhere, which was fine because she got to live a little longer. However, there was really nothing much to do in the same town because I lived in a very tiny town back then. So basically what ended up happening is my dad and I binged Harry Potter. I remember it so clearly. We binged it. It was great. I loved it. I heard that there was more information about the movies in the books. I know that that's a standard, but 12-year-old me didn't know. 12-year-old me didn't care about reading, but the fact that there was more information about that made me curious. So before I compromised to buying one book, I decided to read one book that I already had on my bookshelves just to see if I could do it, just to see if I was capable of it. And that book is this one. It's called La Princesa de los Cielos by Tastelton. Okay, if you're Italian or Spanish, you would understand how big of a deal this is for like children. If you're from anywhere else, I'm not sure if you know. So Tess Stilton and Geronimo Stilton are fictional characters. And they're both, Tess Stilton, I believe they're both mice, by the way. Just for you to know. And they both are journalists. So they have a lot of recount of like stuff like in the world of fantasy and stuff. And this is usually how kids get to have books and stuff because they're so like they have very cool editions. Like this one has this cover thingy, which is the same thing, but then you open it and it's like a poster and it's all fancy and like it has like maps and it has like illustrations, so it's very aimed for children and like has like some color things like in journals, so it's very fun. In fact, I think Geronimo Stilton's books, there are some of them that like have the plasticky pages with color that if you rub on them, the smell comes out and like you can smell the book as you read them. So very cool way. So this is the series that actually got me reading because I read until the 5th book, I believe. There are 12 books. I only read until the 5th book because after that I really got into Harry Potter. I read the 1st book and it was fun, but because I read it like after this 3rd one of this one, I read the Harry Potter book, and that's when I really got into it. Like, wow. This next question is, what challenges do I think starting Booktube will be the hardest to overcome? Well, I think consistency. I'm not consistent at all with a lot of things in my life. I don't finish everything I start. That's just the way I am. However, I love this and I really will work hard to be consistent. I won't pressure myself to do some things like things that I cannot do, but I'll try my best, you know? So yeah, I think that's one of the challenges that's gonna be super hard to overcome. The 7th question is, where do you read? I read mainly in 2 places. 3, I guess. 3 places. My bed, or any bed. A bed I'm laying on, that's where I'm probably reading. The floor, anywhere, like the floor, whatever I have somewhere to lean on. Okay, side note, for us to be in the same terms, Floors for me are the most comfortable things sometimes to read on, because I don't like when things are too comfortable. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is too much, and I get very overwhelmed. I know, I'm special. I'm aware. I've been told. But the floor is great. The floor, I can just like read, so I can lay back, and I can just be like, especially during the summer, the floor tends to be the like coolest place in my house. So like I can just sit down and be like not dying of heat, which is ideal. So yeah, that's where I read. The third place. I said 3 places. Oh my god. The plane. I read on planes sometimes. I mostly fall asleep on them, but whenever I like a book, I read it on the plane. I'm very consistent with that. The last question. Oh my god, we got here so fast. What kind of books do you like to read? Oh man, that's such a hard question, because I'm 19 and you would expect me to know more or less what I like. But I have no clue, because for example, I read murder mysteries. I'm like, damn, I love this shit. I read fantasy. Fantasy is so hard for me to get into, because my little brains go like, oh my god, this is so hard. Why is this new magic system? Why are we in a new planet? What does this look like? However, I still enjoy it. I don't know. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward about this channel. Just discovering my reading taste. Seeing if there are books that I'm genuinely disliking, or seeing if my nosiness just makes me overcome disliking genres. Oh my god, that's such a weird word to say in English. So yeah, this is a book tag. It's done. I hope that you get to see more of me. If you like this. This was fun. I hope I actually continue it. See you in the next video, I guess. I don't know. I'm so scared that I'm not super hyper, and I'm supposed to be, but this is me. This is what you get. Just me sitting in a chair being like, the floor is the most comfortable thing in the world. So yeah. How do people do outros? Bye, I guess.